Hello, my name is Ben Orooji, Senior Numismatist and Auctioneer here at Stack's Bowers Galleries, and I wanted to talk about some really neat material coming out of the E Pluribus Unum collection that we are selling in November. The E Pluribus Unum collection has a lot of really neat stuff, but one of the highlights of the collection are the medals awarded to First Peoples, otherwise known as Indian Peace Medals. This collection happens to be the fourth largest collection ever assembled, and there's just some really amazing pieces here, absolutely stunning quality and things with great stories. So I wanted to share some of these, and we're going to start with lot 10056, which is the first size George III medal, British Indian Peace Medal, has the original hanger. This is ex-Virgil brand. And it is solid silver. It's extremely attractive, has pearl gray surfaces, and sharply struck. This is definitely a worn example with light marks and wear, which is what we like to see. And of the 86 of this general type known, 24 are of this specific type, but 11 of those are comprised of struck shells. This being solid silver is better. And this is just kind of a classic type. The British Indian Peace Medals are those that we kind of modeled our own after. So very cool piece. And then we're going to move on to lot 10066, which is the Canadian counterpart now. The Canadian 1877 Treaty Number 7 medal. This one is absolutely stunning with proof-like fields. It's got some rose, blue, green, violet highlights, really frosty silver surfaces. Really beautiful, beautiful piece. Now, there were 11 treaties signed between the Canadian government and the First Nations between 1871 and 1921. This one was awarded for the 7th, and it was to secure land to allow the Canadian government to build the Pacific Railway. All Treaty Number 7 medals are extremely rare. And this one that came out of the Ford collection was the last one we offered. So a very neat piece, a great opportunity for someone. Lot 82 is the first United States piece that we're going to talk about. It is the first size John Tyler. And this is just an incredible, incredible piece. It is unique in private hands. All John Tyler medals are going to be very, very rare, but the first size is the rarest, and most collectors are never going to have an opportunity to own a silver. They're going to have to settle for a bronze. We know of 3 specimens, and there is a possible 4th specimen as well, but regardless, they all exist in institutions. This is the only one available privately. It is pierced at 12 o'clock. Has uniform, even gray patina. It's well handled, but evenly so. No real distractions here. It's very pretty. And it is inscribed here. I'm going to move this over like this. Hopefully you can see that. To John Tecumseh Jones in 1866. Likely due to the formal incorporation of Ottawa, Kansas that year. Now, whether he was the original recipient in the 1840s is unknown. But Jones was heavily involved in resettling natives to Kansas, and he was also, a really cool fact, sympathetic to the abolitionists and known to associate with John Brown. And a Missouri mob would burn down his house because of that association, not once, but twice. And he would actually go to rebuild his house a 3rd time. So that's kind of a neat fact about him in specific. Now, whether or not he was the original recipient of this is kind of a mystery, but that's one of the beauties of Indian Peace Medals, that there's so much history here, but not all of it is known, and we're constantly finding out new things here. So maybe we will have all the story one day, but for now, we know that he was given this at some point, and he was a deserving character. Let's see. We're going to move on to lot 86, which is the smallest one of the bunch here today. It's an extremely rare small size polk medal in silver one of 6 originals. It's very sharply struck. It has medium gray patina. Now, there were 100 of these struck, but the vast majority were melted. The U.S. Mint says only 6 originals survived, but we do have some noted restrikes that took place in 1850 or later. But today, we know of only 4 originals that exist and 3 restrikes. 3 originals remain in private hands. This is one of them. And this one is in absolutely stunning, stunning condition. We really expect this to get very high bids. Just a really rare piece. All right, the next one I want to highlight is the exceptional second size Lincoln in silver. And this is just a beauty. I mean, not only do we have the fact that it's Abraham Lincoln, one of our nation's most loved presidents. When you think of, our nation's loved presidents, George Washington and Abraham Lincoln come immediately to mind, right? And so Lincoln always enjoys a bit of popularity, but look at the quality here. It's just absolutely stunning. You got all this colorful toning, and this actually is very much likely the finest known of this size. They're not, incredibly rare, no 1 of 6 or anything like that. John Pack, our cataloger, has identified 23 different specimens for this size. Really, really popular, very, very beautiful. And when John Pack says this is likely the finest known, it probably is. He's seen most of them. Neat fact there, if you look in closely, you can see the depiction of baseball there playing in the fields. So just a really, really neat piece. And of all the ones sitting here today, I kind of feel like this one, if you weren't a, piece metal collector, this is the one that would stand on its own without having any others in your collection. Just a really, really cool standalone piece. All right. And the last is the one sitting here, and a very, very cool piece, a very rare Benjamin Harrison in silver, named to Bull Bear of the Cheyenne. And I'm going to show you the reverse here right now, where you can see that it is named to Bull Bear. It is pierced with the loop, has light silver gray toning, and some deeper gray patina as well. Plenty of evidence of having been worn and displayed. And this one is so cool because of the story. It's rare for sure. I mean, it is towards the end of the era when these were being given out. But the story is what sells this one. It is named to Bull Bear, most probably old Bull Bear, who then gave it to his son, young Bull Bear, whom we actually have a picture in our catalog wearing it. So that's always neat. Old Bull Bear was not a terribly trusting person of white settlers, given his brother, Lean Bear, was killed while wearing an Abraham Lincoln piece medal, though he did end up signing the Medicine Lodge Treaty of 1867, so his approach does seem to have evolved. Now, later, between May of 1890 and November of 1892, 11 agreements were signed between the United States and various affected tribes, and it is very probable, that he signed one of these treaties, and that's what he would have gotten this medal for at that time. But it is also possible that maybe it was his son that took a leadership role. But our guess is it was probably father and then passed down to son. Regardless, the next owner of this medal appears to be White Eagle Jr., also known as Joe Davis, or even better, the stage name, Indian Joe Davis. And I'm going to put this off to the side, and hopefully you guys can pick this up. It says, presented to White Eagle Jr., Joe Davis, Pawnee Indian, Cheyenne Indians. All right. So I'm going to put this down. I'm going to talk a little bit about it. Indian Joe Davis was a vaudeville and Wild West show performer who seems to have used this medal as a prop in his acts. And though he claimed he was born on a Nebraska reservation, his claims are not actually supported by research. And so this medal became kind of part of the exploitation of Native American themes in popular culture. So it's kind of an interesting, full circle effect here. It's an official award medal given by our nation. It's a piece that was treasured by the family, and then later it becomes part of a vaudeville act. And that kind of history, that kind of story is, you just can't beat it. That's the kind of thing that people love, collectors love, and these are the things you can imagine seeing in a museum. And to be given the opportunity to be able to buy this, it's just amazing. I can't stress how special that is. So all in all, these are 6 highlights out of the E Pluribus Unum collection. Really neat stuff. You should take a look at the others as well. I really hope to see you while I'm up on the block selling this collection, and I hope to see your bids. Thanks for listening.